Welcome. You're listening to the Best of Investing on Fox News Radio 9:10 a.m. This is the show where we present valuable information about real estate, the financial markets, and other economic business of the day. We've been hearing from a lot of new listeners, so here is our format. A few guys sitting around a bar having drinks without the drinks, talking business with you, the audience, listening in. I'm your host, Edward Brown. Mark Hanf couldn't join us today, but I have a couple of great guests, so stick around. A few housekeeping issues. Our phone number is 888-912-1190. Write that down, 888-912-1190. Use that number to answer the trivia questions for 3 vacations given away during each commercial break. That's right, we're giving away 9 vacations during this show. The vacations are sponsored by Lighthouse Resort and Marina, located 1 hour northeast of San Francisco, and today's trivia theme is TV theme songs. The vacations are free. Their only request is a $75 cleaning fee to cover housekeeping expenses. Their website is lighthouseforfun.com. You can reach them at 916-777-5511. Our website is bestofinvesting.com. You can email questions or comments to edward@bestofinvesting.com. And friend us on Facebook. Click like on the Facebook page, and we're going to be having a couple more contests. Quick reminder also, World Wraps in Corte Madera and Santa Clara is still giving our listeners a free smoothie with purchase of a wrapper bowl. If you mention the Best of Investing, go there for lunch today. They have the best wraps in town. And don't forget to mention the Best of Investing for your free smoothie. And within the next coming weeks, we're going to be having a special trivia contest where the vacations are going to be increased to where we're going to be giving away either the Sonoma Mission Inn or the Ritz-Carlton Half Moon Bay. So make sure you stay tuned for the coming weeks. And today's guests are Glenn Youngling, who is General Counsel for Homeowners Associations, and Michelle Lerman, a certified specialist in estate planning, and she'll go into a little bit more on that, along with trusts and probate. And I noticed that both of you graduated magna cum laude, and when I graduated, the dean just handed me my diploma, looked down, shook his head, and said, laude, laude, laude. All right. Glenn, let's start with you. Now, you are General Counsel for Homeowners Associations.
Correct.
What's that like?
It's a lot of variety. The smallest association I've got is 2 units. The largest is over 6,000 homes, and everything in between. Condominiums, detached family homes, townhouse-style plan developments. And it's every aspect, from the barking dog to the smoke migrating through the walls to car parking to $1 million construction contracts, leaks, troubleshooting insurance problems, working with the boards of directors.
You kind of getting a big babysitter at times, right?
Yeah, I often tell people by the time I have to practice law, something's gone wrong.
Yeah.
There's a lot of psychology
involved,
and,
exactly.
and a little bit of politics and common sense.
Bring a lot of couches with you to put them all on there. You and I talked before about the fact that a lot of people are having financial problems and they can't make their homeowners dues. So what happens with that? Because you've got usually a bank that's a first mortgage, and who's going to foreclose who out, and what's the ramifications?
Well, back in the day when everybody had equity, remember how long that was?
Years ago, yes.
The association would file a lien and could foreclose the same way a bank could. But the problem was, as far as seniority went, they were always behind the banks. So typically, if there's no equity there, the secured interest gets wiped out when the bank comes in and takes over. So technically, the association could foreclose and do it non-judicially. Nowadays, what we see more and more is lawsuits. We see it in small claims court. We see limited jurisdiction actions as associations are going after judgments on people. And if they don't pay the judgment, they'll just sit and wait and hope that eventually the people bounce back and they can collect later.
Yeah, most of the time, aren't the homeowners liable outside of the real estate? Meaning that they can be held personally liable for those dues?
Yeah, a good way to think of it is it's a debt of the property itself and it's a debt of the individual. And the association gets to pick which avenue it wants to take. Okay,
and then when a bank goes ahead and forecloses, what happens to the old homeowners' dues that were due? So let's say the homeowner's been behind $2,000 in homeowners' dues. What happens to those dues?
Well, when the bank takes the property at a trustee sale, it does cut off the claim against the property. The senior interest of the bank will cut off the association's claim. So the bank takes free of any interest the association has. That leaves it as a personal debt, and the association can still go after the former owner.
All right, but then the bank, then being the new owner, once they foreclose, they are now subject to the brand new, from ground zero at that point, homeowners' dues. And if they don't pay the dues, since they're now the owner who owns it free and clear, theoretically, the homeowners association could foreclose the bank out.
It's really interesting because when the bank takes it, they usually don't pay the monthly assessments. And some of the smaller associations are hurting financially. Their cash flow has been hit by any number of foreclosures. And when the bank doesn't pay, they need the money. Technically, the bank is an owner. It's no longer a bank. It's just like any other owner, and the association can do a non-judicial foreclosure against the bank. And we've been down that path before. We've not seen one auctioned off. But for the associations, I try and remind them, you're 12% secured on 100% ownership equity by the bank. So,
Well, yeah, there's no way the bank is gonna walk away at that point because there is no debt on the property. And so the best thing theoretically would be for the homeowners association to foreclose the bank out, who's the owner, take it over the property and just sell it for whatever they want.
yeah, my argument is let the bank eventually sell it, but you're getting 12% interest by statute. So that's a pretty good place for a homeowner association to be. Where can you get 12% secured in this world?
Well, that's true. And Michelle, you've been sitting there very quietly, but I know that you had a couple of questions you were talking before.
Yeah, I've understood that a hot issue, a client of ours has a condominium, and the smoke from cigarettes from the neighbors smoking was getting into their unit, making it pretty awful to live there, and it really created a lot of havoc, and the homeowners association wasn't willing to step up and do anything about it, which really created a huge problem and just put it in their lap. What are they supposed to do? And I understand both sides of it. How do you tell someone they can't smoke inside their own home? But on the other hand, it does have ramifications for other units in the building.
Everybody lives pretty close together.
Yeah, it's absolutely a cutting edge kind of problem, and in California, we're on the forefront of it. The difficulty the association has is often that it's two neighbors who dislike each other, and smoking is a part of it, and you can't solve the dislike problem, but somebody needs to get a look at the smoking problem and analyze whether or not it can be solved. Sort of in the line of unintended consequence, most associations prohibit smoking outside now. Maybe it'll drift in the window of the neighbor's place, you can't smoke in the hallway, so there's more smoking going on inside. Some associations are also banning smoking. Some local communities have done that. Richmond's done that, Fairfax has one, Larkspur's done that, and they're grandfathering, they're merging it in, but eventually people won't be able to smoke inside either. So it's a problem, and it's one that requires some experts and maybe some psychological analysis to try and figure out how to get these people to cooperate with each other. In the end, you got to get them to try and figure out and work together as neighbors to try and mitigate the problem. It may be a matter of sealing things up around pipes or around dryer vents or things like that. Other times it's the air pressure. There are people who specialize in this kind of thing, and it's worth having somebody come in and give it the once over. But in the end, it's a problem, and there's no quick fix.
And Glenn, I wanted to ask you about regular and special assessments, because I know a lot of times homeowners, condo owners, they get upset with getting these special assessments, but there's special rules, like the 20% annual rule.
Yeah, everybody's accustomed to the idea that if you live in a homeowner association, you probably pay monthly. And the monthly goes towards keeping up the paint and the rent and the management and the insurance and all of those costs. If something hasn't been anticipated and there is a large cost coming up, that gets to be a special assessment. The legislature has decided that they are going to give boards discretionary power to increase assessments, whether regular or special, but they put caps on it. And if you go over that cap, then you've got to turn to the owners to conduct a vote. But even so, for special assessment, for example, a board can go 5%, up to 5% of the year's budget.
And the vote, is it just more than 50-50?
Well, the vote is that a majority of the owners have to participate, and then a majority actually makes the decision. So you could think of it as if there are 100 units, 51 people have to participate, and as few as 26 could make a decision.
I remember the first condo I owned, we had a situation where there was this one guy who would just run around getting everybody's proxy. And because he wanted to be president of the board, and that was terrible because he did an awful job. But yet he got he got a lot of people's proxy who were just investors. So you really need to get the homeowners involved.
It's a thankless task, but it's one that people really should respect and get more involved with, because it's tough if you have the same person in there for too long. It's not good for the organization.
No.
But that special assessment is really a big issue. Our firm is known as the Real Estate Investors Lawyer, and so we're your general counsel to the Homeowners Association. We often get the condo owner coming in, and recently someone came in and they had a big special assessment, wanted to know, can I fight this special assessment? Unfortunately, I think the answer was no. They did everything that they were supposed to do, and they're allowed to do a special assessment.
It's a political fight, not a legal fight. They
Yeah.
have to get the votes.
Hey guys, we're gonna go, guys and ladies, we're gonna go cut to our first commercial break. So here is the first trivia question. The Rembrandts sang "I'll Be There for You" for what famous long-running sitcom? And if you sing it, you'll probably get it. I'll be there for you. You'll forget that. Okay, the first 3 callers with the correct answer win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Their website is lighthouseforfun.com. Call 888-912-1190. That's 888-912-1190 to answer this question. The Rembrandts sang "I'll Be There for You" for what famous long-running sitcom? 888-912-1190. Make sure to include your name, address, email address, and phone number, and we will be right back.